Jamestown Jimmies basketball is brought to you by Creative Energy and Dan Superstop, Dakota Central, Hugo's Family Marketplace, Otter Tail Power Company, Professional Eye Care Centers, The Frontier Ford Grill, Unison Bank, Hillerud Construction, SMP Health Ave Maria, Gun and Reel Sports, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Insurance, Steve Benyon Agent, Jamestown Country Club, Originals, Apex Physical Therapy, Jamestown Parks and Recreation, Johnny B's Brickhouse, Buffalo City Diesel, Better Construction, RM Stout, and Pit Stop Express Lube. Now, Jamestown Jimmies basketball.
The weather outside is crisp. That must mean it's time for hoops. Jamestown Jimmies coming off an NAIA National Tournament appearance last year in the round of 16. Graduated their all-time leading scorer. Graduated a good post player, but have plenty back, including a first-team all-conference player from a year ago. They've been working for about a month, but they were very, very happy yesterday to go on the court against somebody else, Brandon University. And in the first of the back-to-back exhibition games, the Jimmies were 76-63 winners. That was late yesterday afternoon here at Harold Newman Arena. And today, Jamestown and Brandon meet again as the Jimmies have their second and final tune-up before their regular season opens on Friday in Salina, Kansas. We are at Harold Newman Arena, the Jamestown Jimmies and the Brandon University Bobcats. Good afternoon. I'm David Burrell. So glad to have you with us on Jamestown 107.1 at newsdakota.com, on the Jamestown 107.1 app, and on the Heritage Signal of I3 Media in Jamestown. That's AM 1400. Good to be courtside for basketball again, and looking forward to what this edition of the Jimmy women have. 19-13 was the record a year ago after the two shockers in Lewiston, Idaho in the first couple of rounds in the NAIA tournament after they had been beaten at Briarcliff in the first round of the GPAC tournament. Still got the at-large bid because the GPAC really was the best NAIA women's basketball league, or at least one of the very best last year. So the Jimmies got an at-large bid, pulled off the two surprises, got to Sioux City, Iowa, went in against, at the time, was the number one team in the nation, Marion, and fell to Marion University. Of course, it was Dordt that eventually won the national championship. But Kaya Tower gone from that team. The fifth-year senior last year left as this program's all-time leading scorer. And they also lost a mighty good post player in Audrey Rodakowski from Dickinson. But the rest of the core of that team is back, along with others who hope to make a difference this year. And of course, Kate Cornice returns now for her junior year. The Shakopee, Minnesota player was a first-team All-GPAC player a year ago when she hit 81 three-pointers. That was best in the GPAC and tied for number 17 in the country. And yesterday, in 32 minutes in the win over Brandon, here, 76-63, Kate hit 25, 8 of 20, only hit 1 3 in 10 tries yesterday, but was 8 out of 9 at the foul line. Other notable numbers from yesterday, Sarah Lenz starting in the back court. Well, Sarah hit 4 threes in the first half and 5 for the game and had 15 points. Also, a very good game for Hannah Hoggle, who takes over in the post, a junior from Carrington. 17 minutes of play yesterday and nearly had a double-double at 8 points and 10 rebounds. Megan Oswald had 9 rebounds yesterday. Jessica Lofstrom, the freshman from Grand Rapids, Minnesota, scored 8 points in 23 minutes. And as we'll talk about with Thad Sankey a little later in our SMP Health Ave Maria pregame, the purpose of the game yesterday and the game today is get them out on the court and get tuned up a little bit against this Brandon team, who in Canada West has had a big struggle. They have a new head coach. But to their credit, they did make yesterday's game a lot tighter. Jamestown had as much as a 32-point lead in the third quarter before Brandon really cut in the lead. They had 21 points from the only American on their roster, the Reno, Nevada native Amaya McLeod. We'll talk more about this Brandon team as we move along today. But for the Jimmy women, they did receive some votes in the first NAIA national poll. We'll talk more about what to expect in the NSAA this year. There's going to be very good competition again at the top of that league that the Jimmies will have to face. And when we get to NSAA play, and that starts a little later than it has been, GPAC play would start in November. Well, the first NSAA games for the Jimmies won't be until December when they meet Dickinson State. So that's a little bit different. And before then, the Jimmies, and we'll go over their upcoming schedule too as we move along today, are going to make some trips out to Montana, not to Hawaii this year, but they're still going to take on some very difficult, in some cases, pre-conference competition. This is the S&P Alta Ave Maria pregame show. Come on over to Harold Newman Arena. Take a look at this Jimmy women's basketball team. If not, stay right here with us because we've got a lot more on the way. We'll tell you about the NSAA and sure, we'll mention the NSIC too, which is where the Jimmies and all sports go next year. We're a little over 20 minutes away from tip here at Harold Newman Arena for Jamestown and Brandon, the second exhibition for the Jimmy women. We'll also hear from head coach Thad Sankey later on too. So stay right here. Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need because we're not satisfied until you are. Different? You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at TRAC. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Johnny B's Brickhouse, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gun & Reel Sports in 1st Street, West downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Harold Newman Arena in Jamestown at the University of Jamestown. The site for basketball this afternoon as the Jamestown Jimmy women play the second of their 2 exhibition games as again they meet the Brandon University Bobcats. The schedule begins for games that count for the Jimmies on Friday afternoon. They'll play in Mabee Arena in Salina, Kansas as Kansas Wesleyan hosting an event over a couple of days. The Jimmies will play Bethel College on Friday afternoon and then play Kansas Wesleyan on Saturday night. Then the first of the trips to Montana comes the weekend after that against a very good Providence University team on Friday, November 8th, and then Montana State Northern on Saturday, November 9th. Both of those games will be on Providence's home floor in Great Falls. After today, the next time the Jimmies will play in their home state will be on Friday, November 15th, another exhibition. This one will be against North Dakota State. at the Shields Center in Fargo. The first regular season home game for the Jimmy women will be on Tuesday, November 19th, against a future NSIC opponent, Minot State, here at Harold Newman Arena, and that'll be the next time we bring you the Jimmy women here on Jamestown 107.1. That's Tuesday, November 19th, and that is a 5:30 airtime that day and a 6 o'clock start. Well, what about the NSAA, a brand new league? And as we say, the teams will play each other 3 times since there are 6 basketball playing schools in the conference. The Jimmies will see everybody else 3 times. And in the coaches' preseason poll, Dakota State is the unanimous number 1. And the Trojans have most of their top players back from a team that lost in the quarterfinals in the NAIA National Tournament a year ago. A great 3-point shooter in Angela Slattery and a good scorer in Tabor Teal, and Lily Mackley comes back. Sierra Watkins is a sophomore guard. I saw her play in high school in South Dakota. She is an outstanding player, and David Moe's team will be very strong again. So will Mayville State, that lost in the opening round last year after tying Dakota State for the NSAA lead at 11-1. They were second in the poll. Mackenzie Hughes, a first-team all-conference player, comes back for them. The Jimmies were picked 3rd in the preseason poll among the NSAA coaches, followed by Bellevue, VCSU, and Dickinson State. Now, VCSU played yesterday, too. They defeated Providence University, not the one from Montana, the one from Manitoba, 118-36, and they're playing again today at Osmond Fieldhouse against Providence University. Dakota State will begin their season against Northern State of the NSIC in Aberdeen tomorrow night. And besides the Jimmies playing Bethel College on Friday, Dickinson State will play Mount Mercy in Bellevue, Nebraska, and those Bellevue Bruins will host Southwestern Christian. And Dakota State will play Southern Oregon, and that'll be in Seward, Nebraska on Friday. And VCSU will play Midland University in Sioux City, Iowa. And then there are more games on Saturday and Sunday next week involving NSAA teams. How about the NSIC? That's where the Jimmies will be next year. Minnesota State Mankato was the NCAA Division II national champion last year, and in the preseason coaches poll, they had 12 of the 15 first-place votes. Northern State, who has the preseason player of the year, Madeline Bragg, was picked for second. But Mankato, they have 2 of their top 3 leading players and 6 double-figure players from their national championship team of last year, including Destiny Birch, who averaged 15 points a game, but only in 22 minutes a game last year. So she was a great player for the Mavericks off the bench. Mankato, of course, will be very, very strong in the NSIC. Of course, that's where the Jimmies go next season. So they'll be taking on those tough teams in that league, and many more conference games next year, too. This year, the NSIC is mandating 22 conference games. Well, a brief mention about the Jimmy men as they continue their work. They'll finally get to play somebody else on Saturday here at Newman Arena when they open their season in the first game for new head coach Casey Brueggemann against former GPAC foe Briarcliff. And if you were here in the open practice last week, and we were here too, you did see, and if you haven't, we'll tell you, that team's going to be awfully fun to watch play. They have Will Cordes back, of course. They have Jimmy Linus back from that team of a year ago as well, a team that was knocked out in the first round of the GPAC tournament and did not get an at-large bid. That, if they had beaten their first round opponent, Morningside, they probably would have gotten an at-large bid to the NAIA tournament, but that loss knocked them out. But Casey Brueggemann's team, and they have some transfers. They have a Division I NCAA Division I transfer on their team, and Cole Glasgow. But Cordes is back, and Jimmy Linus is back as well, and of course Silas Bengen. Spencer Barr is going to play a bigger role off the bench probably for that team. Brooks Carroll, the former Jamestown Blue Jay, is back. They have a BCSU transfer and Hunter Lyman. And if you weren't here for that open scrimmage, I'll just tell you this. They're not going to have to worry about the shot clock very much. They run and go. It's going to be an entertaining team to watch. We'll have that season opener for the Jimmy men against Briarcliff here on Jamestown 107.1 on Saturday after Jimmy football. That's at 2:30 air time with Dickinson State coming to Hanson Stadium, and that is Saturday. We'll tell you a lot more about what we have next week coming up. The S&P Ave Maria pregame. We continue from Harold Newman Arena, the second of the two exhibitions for the Jamestown Jimmy women against the Brandon University Bobcats. And next, you'll hear from head coach Thad Sankey here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Need some custom screen printed t-shirts? Lots of t-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmy apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage, and auto loans, to business banking services, at Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishick, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Well, all the summer vacation driving is over, and now it's time for school activities driving. Have you looked at your tires? How many miles are on them? How's that tread? The wear? Are they cupping? Bring your vehicle to Mike and the crew at Pit Stop Express Lube. Have them take a look. As a locally owned shop, they care more about you and your family's safety than that sale, so they'll recommend the best fit for your needs. Stop into Pit Stop Express Lube at 117 4th Street Northwest, Jamestown, or call 952-7867. That's 952-7867. The
S&P Ave Maria pregame continues at Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown Jimmies meeting the Brandon University Bobcats again this afternoon. Second of these two exhibitions for head coach Thad Sankey's team. We talked the other day in the podcast that is still at newsdakota.com, the Let's Talk About Sports podcast. Your team just wanted to see somebody else. And then finally they did yesterday. You take a 76-63 win. So overall, how did it go yesterday for your team?
Well, we certainly had some bright spots and some things that we really liked and to take away. And, when you flip around and you do it back-to-back and it's the same opponent, 18 hours later we're playing, you take the good things and you say, hey, let's do more of that. And you take the bad things and say, let's not do that again. But it is going to be familiar today. And for us, can we make the right adjustments? There were plenty of breakdowns and things we were just watching that we can clean up and adjust and be better at. Really, a lot of it's inside of our defensive concepts and structure. We just have to execute a little bit better. And so the first time, with the lights on, uniforms on, and we're rolling like that is a good time to be learning at full speed. And like I said, we had some real bright spots. And as always, part of the reason you want to start playing games is because opponents test you in different ways. And their team definitely does that, and it showed us some things that we can tighten up today.
All right, one player who had a pretty good day, just 17 minutes for Hannah Hoggle, but came pretty close to a double-double. And you talked about the progression she has made in the offseason. Of course, she had valuable minutes for you last year, but I know you're expecting quite a lot from Hannah, and she is from herself too.
Yeah, absolutely, and just an incredible worker, and quite the story of development and how she has to be locked in for 4 years to continue to improve, and that's a great thing, and we look at that and we talk to our younger players and say, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to be great and to be a contributor. And her rebounding yesterday was fantastic. I thought her and Megan Oswalt on the offensive boards were a huge difference maker. In the locker room, that's the first thing that I said, guys, we grabbed 21 offensive rebounds yesterday. The math problem says, well, part of the reason is because we didn't make any shots, so there's plenty of offensive rebounds to grab. But, when you can be plus 19 on shot attempts against your opponent, that's a big advantage.
You have a chance, and it is back-to-back. So you got to play a lot of players yesterday that may or may not see time later on. Is that the plan again today?
We sure hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these are to get your younger players in, but some of it's also, especially for us, we don't have a scrimmage. We don't. That's essentially what these games are for us. We don't have those tune-ups, and so some of it is, you do want to get some experience, but some of it's also we got to know who we are when we get into crunch time, and as much as we wanted the game to stay wide open like it was at the end, towards the end of the third quarter, when it tightened up in the fourth quarter, we probably learned a little bit more about ourselves in terms of what lineups, what defensive style, personnel do we need in situations, how do we navigate the offense, what are we running in crunch time, and so that was a really valuable, for sure, last 6 minutes of the game yesterday.
Well, we'll see what happens today. Thank you. Good luck this afternoon.
Thanks.
Coming up, starting lineups in the opening tip on the S&P Health Ave Maria pregame, Jamestown and Brandon in women's basketball at Harold Newman Arena on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Building a business requires strength, courage, and a solid reputation. So, when you're ready to build a building to house your business or remodel your existing business, you want the same qualities in your commercial construction contractor. And that's where Hillerud Construction comes in. Trusted, experienced builders who specialize in commercial building construction. Their experience saves you time, stress, and money. So visit HillerudConstruction.com and let's get building.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day, PM, or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
At Essentia Health, we know that together we can live healthier. We also know that the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones is to get vaccinated. That's why Essentia Health encourages everyone to get a flu shot this fall. Flu season usually starts in October and can last until May, so it's important to get vaccinated early. Vaccines are covered by most insurances and are available for people 6 months of age and older. Schedule your flu shot online today at essentiahealth.org/flu or call your local Essentia Health clinic or pharmacy to learn more.
It's Zach here from Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center with exciting news that we are now open in our brand new location at 805 5th Avenue Northeast in Jamestown. That's right, we have a brand new space to help you out with your neck, back, hip, knee, shoulder pain, and so much more. It's the same great Apex you've loved, now with an incredible new space. If you haven't tried Apex, you really need to come see us. Give us a call today to come see us at 701-952-2739.
Tip-ball time, close at hand here in the University of Jamestown's Harold Newman Arena. Second exhibition for the Jamestown Jimmy women against the Brandon University Bobcats. And here are this afternoon's Pit Stop Express Lube starting lineups. For the Brandon Bobcats, Callie Yates, a 5'10 junior from LaSalle, Manitoba. They averaged just under 7 points a game last season for the Bobcats. Also starting as a 5'4 senior, the point guard from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Piper Ingles, their leading returning scorer at 8 points per game. Anna Cushon is a 5'10 senior from Oxbow, Saskatchewan. She is a transfer from Providence University in Manitoba. We mentioned the only American on their roster is Amaya McLeod, a 5'8 junior from Reno, Nevada. Played a couple of years at Cal State Stanislaus before going to Brandon. And Jana Maitwayashing, a 6-foot sophomore from Winnipeg, Manitoba, who had 8 blocks last year. They have a Native American as their head coach, although he's been in Canada for quite a long time. Ilarion Bonald, he's from Washington, D.C. He played at Brandon University. Keisha Cox, James Forrester, and Matt McLeod are his assistants. For the University of Jamestown, Kate Cornish, first-team All-GPAC player a year ago, 14.9 points a game last season for the 5'8 junior from Shakopee, Minnesota, 81 threes and an 84% free throw shooter. Kate Busick runs the point, the 5'9 senior from Fargo Shanley, 6.1 points and 5.5 rebounds a year ago and an 88% foul shooter. Sarah Lenz, the 5'7 senior from Belle Plaine, Minnesota, at 3 points and 2 rebounds a game last year. Megan Oswald, the 5'9 senior from Brownsdale, Minnesota, 64% shooting on 53 shots last season. And Hannah Huggle, the 5'11 senior from Carrington, 3.7 points, 3.1 rebounds last season. Thad Sankey, his 7th year as UJ's head coach, 104 and 77 here, 178 and 161 overall as a head coach. Faith Brintle is his assistant. Coleman Lind is the graduate assistant. Jamestown, wearing mainly their white home uniforms. They are mainly white. They're uniforms all the way. They have orange numerals in black trim on the back, orange numeral with black trim on the front, with Jimmies in black block print, surrounded by orange on the front. Brandon's colors are gold and navy blue, gold uniforms with navy blue letters and numerals in white trim. So we're ready, and we hope you enjoy the action. Hannah Hoggle, the jump center, against Jana Maitwayashing, and the tip goes to Jamestown, and it's back to Kate Cordes. And it is good to have basketball season underway. The opening tip brought to you by RM Stout, your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. Bounce pass to Hoggle on the left block, came out at the top of the left wing on the angle to Cordes. Right side, Sam Paulson is getting the start today. So it is Sam with a shot, in fact, at 18 feet from the right wing. That doesn't fall, and Amaya McLeod runs down the rebound for Brandon. The Bobcats want to run, and a 14-footer in the lane after a one-player break by McLeod draws the first foul of the game on Kate Cordes. So Sam Paulson, the 5'11 sophomore from Zimmerman, Minnesota, draws the start today. Sam had 5 points and 2 rebounds a game last year. Sam, look, I'm talking about you, Sam. I always talk about you, and I always talk good about you because you're a good player. Amaya McLeod hit the first free throw, but missed the second. Rebound tip, but came to Megan Oswald. Yeah, Sam heard her name and looked back around and said, who's that? He said, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Double team. Cordes is in it, finds Hoggle at a high post, drives right lane line to Sam Paulson, and whipped it down the left wing for Lenz. 3 for Sarah. This one's off the back iron. Battle for that rebound. Maitwayashing had it for a moment, and then it got knocked out of her hand by Sam Paulson and out of bounds, so it'll stay with Brandon. Yeah, we did get started a couple minutes early, but no one's complaining. Brandon getting back home after this, and they will start Canada West play in Brandon on Friday night against the University of Winnipeg. 3 from the left side by Piper Ingalls is short, and Kate Cordes has the rebound for Jamestown. Left wing Lenz. Sarah tries another 3. This one's off the back iron. Hannah Hoggle, an offensive board, follows. That didn't fall, but it's Megan Oswald in there to grab the rebound. For Lenz back up top to Cordes. Oswald, plenty of offensive boards yesterday. Cordes a 3 straight away that rims in and out, and Amaya McLeod comes down with the rebound for Brandon. 2 on 3, basically. McLeod doesn't care, takes it all the way to the rim and scores the layup, and McLeod has all 3 points in this game so far. 3-0 Brandon, 8:19 in the first quarter on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. A lob to Hoggle, middle of the left lane line, and reaching in and fouling her is Jaina Maytway-Ashing. Maytwayashing. She's from Winnipeg. This is a very, very young team. They graduated their 2 top scorers a year ago, only but 1-19 in Canada West play a year ago. Bad pass went on the hand of Ingalls and then picked up by Brandon's Maytway-Ashing. Down floor to Callie Yates. Left wing for McLeod. Amaya makes a drive on Oswald. Off glass, no good. Gained her own rebound. Dished in out front for a 3 by Ingalls. That's good. Piper Ingalls a 3, and Jamestown wants an early Hillerud construction timeout as Brandon has the first 6. 6-0 Brandon, just 2:02 in on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Well, as Stan Sankey alluded to in our pregame, there were missed shots yesterday for the Jimmies in that win over Brandon. They only hit 31%. They're not starting well today. They've missed their first 5 shots. 0 of 3 on threes. Brandon, meanwhile, 2 for 4. And they're up 6-0. 7:58 left in the first quarter on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Jalen Martinson has entered, the 5'9 senior from Devils Lake, who averaged 4 points a game a year ago. Sam Paulson out front for the Jimmies. Right corner it is to Martinson. Jalen with a drive on the right baseline. Double team, so hands it to Paulson. Up top, left wing angle 3. Lenz rimmed out again, but the rebound run down by Jessica Lofstrom, who's also in, the 6-foot freshman from Grand Rapids, Minnesota, but it was taken away from her, and McLeod brings it down for Brandon. To Piper Ingalls on the left wing, and Brandon starting well today, and again, they played a lot better in the fourth quarter after being down as many as 32 in the game here yesterday. Ingalls right wing, wants a 3, it's off glass, and Kate Cordes brings down the rebound for Jamestown. Jimmies want to run, down Florida Martinson. Left baseline, shoots over Anna Cushon and hits. For the Jimmies' first 2, it took nearly 3 minutes. 6-2 Brandon, 3 minutes right now gone in the opening quarter at Harold Newman Arena. So glad to have you with us on this Sunday afternoon. Cushon right wing. Yates wants another 3. She's not afraid to shoot him. That one missed, but a long rebound came down to Anna Cushon. And out front again for McLeod. 3 for her is off glass. And Sarah Lenz grabs the rebound for Jamestown. Left wing for Jessica Lofstrom. For Cordes, angle, long 3. Back rim and too long. And the long rebound for Jaina Maytway-Ashing for Brandon. To Piper Ingalls. Got bumped by Sam Paulson for her first foul in the Jimmies' second in this opening quarter.
Your home for UJ Jimmy. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296HH Jamestown.
Couple of substitutions for Brandon. Renee Dauphiné, a 6-foot freshman from Regina, Saskatchewan, is into the game. And another freshman, Abby Shand, 5'8". She is from Winnipeg. The inbound to McLeod on the baseline, and Amaya got off her feet, took an extra step. Good defense there, too, by Sarah Lenz. And it's a turnover for Brandon, who leads 6-2 over Jamestown, 6:15 in the first on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Cordes with a Lenz screen. Now on the left side for Jaden Martinson. Back to Cordes. Left corner right in front of the Brandon bench. Martinson on the angle, drives to the baseline. Lost it, regained it. In a double team and drew a foul. Well, Jalen kind of hesitated there after she had lost the ball. But went right back in and made the drive and drew a foul. on Amaya McLeod. That's her first and the second on Brandon. Jalen Martinson with the first of 2 free throws. That's good. She was a 74% free throw shooter a year ago. Of course, the Jimmies were one of the best foul shooting teams in the country. 8th in the country last year at 78%. The second one's good. And that cuts the Brandon lead to 6-4. Jalen Martinson has all 4 Jimmy points. Jaden Weiss comes in, the 5'3" freshman from Mandan, who, but besides Kate Busick, is the only other really point guard on this team. And Julia Toms, the 6-foot freshman from Prior Lake, Minnesota. We have not seen Busick yet, and probably will not today. A 3 is missing here by Brandon, and the rebound for Jamestown. That's by Lofstrom. Down floor for Kate Cordes. Busick tweaked her knee a little bit this week, so she's being held out of this weekend's games. Drive on the left baseline for Jessica Lofstrom, and she hits the way up, and the Jimmies have scored the last 6 and come back to tie it at 6 with 5:25 in the first quarter. Abby Shan for Brandon nearly threw the ball away, ran it down in the corner. Ingles brought it inside to Renee Dauphiné, turns around and drives over Toms and misses. Rebound for Jamestown comes to Kate Cordes as the Jimmies try to take their first lead about midway through the opening quarter. Lob to Jessica Lofstrom, angle on the right wing. Aside now for Jaden Weiss. Good career she had as a Mandan Brave. Out front to Martinson. Middle of the left wing, Toms down to 9 on the shot clock. Back out front to Lofstrom, 4 on the timer. A right wing 3's on the way from Weiss, and Jaden knocked it down. And the Jimmy run is now 9 in a row, and they have their first lead at 9-6 with 4:38 left in the first on the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard. Down floor for Brandon, right baseline, and Abby Shanbanker misses. Lofstrom with the rebound for Jamestown. Up ahead to Weiss, left baseline. A drive by Martinson, left it short. Rebound, well, trying to regain it was Martinson, and Jalen knocked it out of bounds. It'll belong to the visitors from Brandon. And they bring in Taya Clark. She is a 5'7" freshman from Winnipeg. And has it now in the left wing. Dealing with Cordes. Bounce back out front near the timeline to Piper Ingles. Guarded closely here. Right in her face is Jaden Weiss. Screen set for her. Moves to the angle on the right wing. Up top to Ivy Bestlin, who's also into the game. Drives baseline and rolls it in. The 6'2" freshman from Sanford, Manitoba, has her first 2. And the Jamestown lead is now at 9-8 at 3:55 left in the first quarter. Lofstrom on the right wing for Cordes. Kate, a 17-footer swish. There's the first 2 for Kate. And the Jamestown lead back at 3 at 11-8. Clark down floor, stolen. Jaden Martinson, nice play to tip it away. 1 on 3, so Jaden finds an open player in the left baseline, and moving in and scoring is Julia Toms. And the first 2 for the Prior Lake, Minnesota freshman. And Jamestown has their longest lead now at 5 at 13-8. This is a 13-2 run for the Jimmies, and driving along the right baseline is Abby Shand for Brandon, and she drew a foul. Kate Cordes, that's number 2 on Kate. So she'll come out. Megan Oswald returns. Martinson also out. And also in Hallie Crockett, the 5'9" sophomore, the former standout at Northern Cass. Piper Ingles lost the ball, but there is Bestlin to pick it up. Turn around the lane for Dauphiné, but it's off the back rim. Battle for the ball going to the floor, and diving forward is Oswald. And then she is tied up, the dual possession, and the arrow goes to Brandon. And another substitution off Ilarian Bonhome's bench. This is Madison Shetler. She's a 5'8" freshman from Winnipeg. 13-8 Jamestown at 3:05 in the opening quarter. On the Gunner Reel Sports scoreboard, Shetler with a handoff to Taya Clark. Clark with a drive from 6 feet, banks it in. And it's 13-10 for Jamestown. Pressure here by Brandon, but Toms moves it up ahead to Weiss. And Jaden back out front for Julia Toms. Wants a 3, but it's off the front rim straight away. But Hallie Crockett rebounds and keeps it in the Jimmy's hands. Right wing on the angle, it's Wiest. Left corner for Toms. Left side it is Crockett. And Hallie went right into Ivy Bestlin's good defense, and that forced a dual possession. It'll stay with Jamestown, but there are only 6 seconds here on the Jimmy shot clock. Wiest brings it out for Lofstrom. 4 on the timer, 3. Jessica with a pass back to Wiest, and they just lost track of where the time was, and the shot clock violation gives it back to Brandon. Yeah, they only had 6 seconds when the dual possession happened, and they just didn't get the play developed in time, and Brandon has it back down to 3 with 2:20 left in the first. 13-10 Jamestown. Shand, right wing Abby. Now for Bestlin, and Ivy took an extra step. And the Jimmies will have it back. Third turnover on Brandon. Jamestown also has 3. To 5 of 14 shooting for Jamestown. Brandon 4 of 13. Jimmies have made 5 of the last 9 shots, however. Wiest left it for Crockett. Baseline drive on the right side, rolled it in. Over Shetler's defense. Crockett's first 2 puts Jamestown back up by 5 at 15-10 at 1:48 in the first quarter. Shan streaking down the right side in the middle of the lane. Good pass for Bestlin, and Ivy's fouled from behind, and she'll have a couple of free throws. Megan Oswald's foul is her first, and team foul number 4. Beth Duick is into the game. D-U-E-C-K for Brandon. She's a senior from Winnipeg, one of their experienced players, and Hannah Hoggle comes back in for Megan Oswald for Jamestown. Bestlin will shoot a couple of free throws. High arc on the first one, but it's good. Now it's 15-11 for Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. Couple of dribbles. And one more. And that rims out the rebound for Jessica Lofstrom for the Jimmies. To Toms on the left wing into the front court. 3 new Jimmies at the next dead ball. Jaden Wiest with a bounce pass. It's to Hoggle, double team. Left corner, here's a 3. Good again by Wiest. She has swished 2 3-pointers, and that one from the left corner. And now it's 18-11 for Jamestown at 1:19 in the first, leading Brandon. Shetler out front to Taya Clark. Left of the lane from about 12 off the front rim. Jessica Lofstrom grabs the rebound for Jamestown. Down floor to Wiest. She's open again. Wants another 3. 3 for 3 for Jaden Wiest. That one from about 22 feet. And Brandon's head coach Hilarion Bonholm wants a Hillerud construction timeout as the Jimmies, who were down 6 early, have opened the lead up to 10. 21-11 over Brandon. 1:03 left in the first. Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Now hiring a full-time or part-time cook. Call 252-7492. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo, Jamestown.
With those 3 threes, Jaden Wiest leads all scorers with 9 and has barely hit the rim on any of them. They have been 3 swishes. And for this freshman to show this early on, and as it was pointed out by Thad Sankey, here's the only other point guard besides Kate Busick on this roster. They're expecting Busick to be fine for the opening games in Salina, Kansas, Friday and Saturday, but they know they can have not only the point guard play, but this outside shooting from Jaden Wiest. Bethel College on Friday, and then Kansas Wesleyan on Saturday in Salina, Kansas, for the first 2 Jimmy games of the regular season. Down to a minute left in the first quarter. Brandon inbounds against some Jamestown pressure. McLeod in trouble in the backcourt. Gives it to Ingles. They do cross with 3 seconds to spare. Ingles moves left wing on the angle. Reagan Johnson just into the game. Guards her. The junior from Volga, South Dakota. 12 on the shot clock as it's up top for Shan. Right wing for McLeod, down to 8 on the timer. Mid-right wing Shetler. Madison guarded tightly. 3, 2 on the shot clock. 1, they don't get the shot away in time. As Beth Duick was in the lane but just did not release it in time, and the Jimmies with 32.2 left in the first quarter have it back and look to expand a 10-point lead, 21-11 over Brandon. Sam Paulson back on the floor, bounce to Hannah Hago in the lane. Leaves it for Crockett, 9 foot left lane line, banked it in. Allie Crockett has a couple of first quarter buckets. 23-11 Jamestown, down floor to Duick, drives on Hago, good with a foul. Well, Beth just got down floor and Hannah tried to catch up but couldn't, and instead commits her first foul and the 15th foul on Jamestown. Tia Clark's back in as Beth Duick will try to complete the three-point play. Free throw is good. 23-14 Jamestown, 12.9 in the first. Shot clock is off. Olsen across the timeline, left wing, up top, and a pass inside for Hago and got pushed to the floor by Beth Duick. In the act of shooting or not? I don't think so. No, it isn't, but it is the first foul on Duick and the third team foul on Brandon. So no free throws. Jamestown will inbound. Right baseline, bucket to our right with 6.2. If you're watching at the Jimmy Athletics YouTube page, it's the opposite perspective. Cordes, right of the lane, drives on McLeod, misses, tip into the lane. Crockett couldn't get a shot away. It was knocked away at the end of one quarter. So the Jimmies started a little slowly, then got the lead up to 12. And at the end of one, on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard, in this second of their two exhibitions, they're up 23-14 over Brandon University at Harold Newman Arena. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
Otter Tail Power Company would like to remind you about the importance of high school athletics in the lives of children. Those extracurricular activities play a role in the education and development of those kids involved and provide a way for kids to learn some of life's most important lessons. Lessons that'll take them through life with a sense of accomplishment and pride. Otter Tail Power Company would like to salute those athletes, coaches, and fans who make every season one to remember.
Jimmies came back pretty well after missing their first 5 shots. They were 9 of 14 after that, ended 9 of 19 of the opening quarter for 47%. 3 of 9 on threes, hit both of their free throws. Brandon, 5 of 15 from the floor overall, 1 of 6 on threes and 3 of 5 at the line. Jamestown, pretty good rebounding advantage, 14-8. 3 turnovers on Jamestown, 4 on Brandon. Jimmy's lead in points off turnovers, 8-3. 9 for Jaden Weiss, 3 of 3 on threes. Hallie Crockett and Jane Martinson with 4 each. 4 players, Piper Ingalls, Beth Duick, Ivy Besselin, and Amaya Cloud with 3 each for Brandon. Second quarter begins, and it's Brandon with the arrow, so they'll throw it in. McLeod out there with Piper Ingalls, Beth Duick, Taya Clark, and Jana Meitoyashing. Left wing, it is Clark on the baseline. Drives on Cordes, brings it back out. Now it's Duick on a pass that's deflected away by Reagan Johnson and out of bounds. It'll stay with Brandon. Good play by Reagan, the junior from Volga, South Dakota. Callie Yates now comes back in for Beth Duick for Brandon. Inbound to Ingalls, still 15 on the Bobcat shot clock in the first possession of this second quarter. Man-to-man by Jamestown. Left wing, it is Clark. Screen set for her by Yates. 6 on the timer now. Pass out to Ingalls on the angle. Long way from the bucket. Out front to McLeod's got to fire a desperation 3 that missed everything, and it's a shot clock violation. Well, the defense really forced Brandon out near the arc that time and made them have no better than a desperation look at it. 23-14 Jamestown. Jimmy's first possession of quarter number 2. Hannah Hoggle drives against a double team and put it in right past McLeod and Meitoyashing. And there's Hannah's first 2. 25-14 for Jamestown. Steele comes down floor to Sam Paulson. Right wing, a bounce from Hagel to Crockett, and it's missed by Hallie. Hoggle the offensive board. Drive one-hand runner in the lane by Reagan Johnson is missing, and May Trayashing has the rebound for Brandon. To McLeod. Went to Bishop Minogue in Reno before Cal State Stanislaus, and now Brandon drive the lane by May Trayashing. Missed, gained her own board and put it in. That's her second bucket, 25-16, or first bucket, I should say. 25-16 for Jamestown, 8:23 and a half on the Gunner Sports scoreboard. For Jamestown, Cordes to Crockett inside on the left lane line for Hoggle. Finding another double team, and this time drawing a foul. It's on Amaya McLeod. That's her second. It's the first team foul of the second quarter on Brandon, who brings in Abby Shan to replace Piper Ingles. Paulson left baseline. Out for Cordes, right wing for Reagan Johnson. Guarded tightly, left wing. Sam Paulson wants a three. That missed everything, and it's out of bounds to Brandon. 18 minutes for Sam yesterday. Went 2 of 8, 1 of 7 on threes, but she did have 4 rebounds. Continued to improve in her freshman year last year. McLeod near the timeline out front for Brandon, who's down 9 to Jamestown. 2 minutes into the second quarter. McLeod uses a screen, tries an open three on the right wing, misses. Hannah Hoggle rebounds for Jamestown. To Cordes down floor. 3 new Jimmies again at the next dead ball. Straightaway three for Kate. Good. Led the G-Pack last year, was tied for 17th in the country with 81 made threes, and that one gives Jamestown a 12-point lead at 28-16. Callie Yates left of the lane on the elbow for a 16-footer that's good. That's her first 2 for the junior from LaSalle, Manitoba. It's 28-18 Jamestown. 7:17 and a half. Behind the back dribble by Cordes. Foul line extended. One puts it in. Boy, Cordes just made her own shot right there. And she is now 2 of 5 and with 5 points. 30-18 Jamestown. Drive all the way to the rim is missing by Shan, but followed by Jana May-Trayashing for the 2. Jana a couple of buckets in this quarter. 30-20 Jamestown at 6:45 and a half. The Gunner Sports scoreboard. It's good to be calling basketball again. Cordes, right wing Paulson. Sam wants a 3 off the left rim. Hoggle is there for another offensive board. To Johnson, right wing Cordes. Angle 3 off the left rim. McLeod tried for the rebound but was pushed by Sam Paulson. That's her second. Jalen Martinson, Sarah Lenz. Return, and in for the first time is another freshman. Hallie Savela from Mountain Iron, Minnesota. She's 5'7". Inbound to McLeod. 3-quarter court pressure. Now the Jimmies back off, and McLeod's into the front court. Amaya with a spin, working on Savela. Screen set for her by Kushan, 18 on the shot clock. Pass on the right wing for Yates, an angle 3, both sides of the rim and missing. Kate Cordes the rebound, Jamestown. Jimmy's want to run. Kate stops at the foul line, bounce to Sarah Lenz into the right corner, and here's a 3, good by Savela. And the freshman looked good on that one. She did not score yesterday in just over 5 minutes of playing time, but she just did there, and it's 33-20 Jamestown. A drive with Shand in midair and in trouble, and with an alert play threw it off at Jimmy. It'll stay with Brandon. Jaden Weiss, Jessica Lofstrom are back in for Jamestown. Substitutions, too, for Brandon as they bring Madison Shetler and Renee Dauphiné back in. Inbounding is Callie Yates to Amaya McLeod. Stops in the lane. A drive, a one-hand, left-hand runner misses, but McLeod drew a foul, and she'll have free throws here. Jessica Lofstrom is called for this one. That is her first, and that is the second team foul of this first quarter. Second quarter on Jamestown. What sport am I doing today? McLeod hit the free throw. If it's Sunday, it must be basketball. Second. Good. And what city am I in? 33-22 Jamestown, 5:44 and a half. Watford City Friday, and then Mayville yesterday, and Well, at least we're back home today. Wiest on the right wing for Lofstrom. Back out front to Jalen Martinson. Left side for Hallie Savela. Now to Lofstrom again. Baseline right. It's Martinson with 10 on the timer. Left wing Lenz. Open three for Sarah. She's good. Lenz. First three made today after missing her first three, but she showed last year she is capable of hitting that shot. McLeod is straightaway three answers for Brandon. She's leading the Bobcats with 8. 36-25 Jamestown. 5 minutes left in the first half on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Savela, right wing on the angle. Here's a Wiest three that's off the back rim and out of bounds. It'll go to Brandon as Piper Ingalls returns. Jane Wiest with 9. Kate Cordes with 7 for the Jimmies, who are at 48% shooting after a rough start in the first couple of minutes. Brandon at 39%, 9 of 23 for them, 14 of 30 for the home side. McLeod with a drive all the way to the right baseline, and McLeod got fouled. Push on Jessica Lofstrom, and that's 2 on her, and the third team foul on Jamestown. Well, you can imagine that when they get Canada West play going, a lot of the offense is going to run through McLeod because she looks for her own shot often. She missed the free throw there. She's now 3 out of 5. Looks again for her 9th point. It's on the way. It's on the board. 36-26 Jamestown by 10 as Megan Oswald returns to the Jimmy lineup, replacing Jessica Lofstrom. Let's set the Jamestown 5. They're Jaden Wiest, along with Megan Oswald, Sarah Lenz, Jalen Martinson, and Hallie Savela. It is Savela taking the pass from Martinson, right wing on the angle. Guarded tightly by Dauphin. Bounce inside to Martinson from Oswald, and Jalen's able to draw a foul. That good bounce pass from the right wing angle set up Martinson, who will have free throws now. Anna Couchon with that foul. No, she won't have free throws. Sure looked like it was the act of shooting. The officials say no. Inbound to Lenz with 4:20 in the half, and Jamestown up 10. Right wing it is Lenz. Open. Wants a three. Missed. Rebound. Loose ball is taken by Martinson for Jamestown. Back out to Lenz. Stops at the foul line. Left wing Savela. Hesitated. Took an extra step and traveled. So Brandon will have it back down 10. Our first Jimmy men's basketball broadcast Saturday with their season opener against Briarcliff. That'll be after Jimmy football. Here's McLeod driving into the lane again and drawing another foul. This one's on Jalen Martinson. That's her first. And that's 14 fouls on Jamestown, with still 4 minutes left in the first half. Here's McLeod with it again. Fell down. Lost it. Sarah Lenz gained it for the Jimmies. To Savela, left wing. A Wiest three is the first one she's missed. And the rebound went out of bounds off of whom? Off of Brandon. Wiest had hit her first three. But the Jimmies have it back still with 22 to shoot. Left baseline it is Jaden Wiest. Out front to Hallie Savela. Very high dribble. Got away with it. Kate Cordes will return to the next dead ball for Jamestown. Still with it is Savela. Hands left wing on the angle to Martinson. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Pass Piper Ingalls into the corner for a Lenz three. That misses. Not able to hang on to the rebound to Savela. And it's taken away by Anna Couchon. But her pass intercepted by Lenz. Down floor for Savela, but short on the bank. Try the baseline. Offensive rebound Oswald. But it rolled off the rim. And then a foul is called on the rebounding action. But it's going to be on Brandon. And Brandon wants a timeout, a Hillary Construction timeout. 3:17 in the first half here at Newman Arena, and the second of the exhibitions for the Jimmy women. They're leading Brandon University 36-26 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Quick Lane Jamestown is looking to add to their dynamic team of auto maintenance technicians. Business continues to grow and grow, and they need to expand their staff. Are you a mechanical soul who'd like to work in a modern, clean, and busy shop? Light-duty work includes oil changes, tire rotates, vehicle inspections, maintenance and upkeep, and more. While working alongside an experienced team, and did we mention you get to work in an air-conditioned and heated shop? Competitive wages and benefits offered. Apply online through Facebook or stoutcars.com. Call 701-252-2270 or simply stop by. Claim your career today.
36-26, Jamestown leads Brandon University. David Burrow with you from Newman Arena. A lob in from Cordes, intended for Holly Savela, but Amaya McLeod of Brandon knocked it away. Jamestown will inbound again, this time just to the right of Brandon bench, where Ilarion Bonholm, the native of our nation's capital, although he's been in Canada for a long time. His first opportunity as a head coach. Here's a drive to the right baseline. Weiss counted with a foul. Well, Jaden had a couple of threes earlier, but that time took it on a right baseline drive. She's up to 11 points. And it's the second foul on Anna Couchon, and it's now 38-26 Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard. And that was a nice move by the freshman. Free throw good to complete the three-point play. She's up to 12. 39-26 Jamestown, down to 3:05 in the first half. Jimmy shooting better today than they did yesterday and getting after it defensively. Right wing a three by Shetler. Off both sides of the rim and then fell through. Shetler's first three, 39-29 Jamestown at 2:44 in the half. Cordes into the baseline for a driving Oswald, missed but fouled. Great pass from Kate. And saw Oswald make an angling toward the goal. This foul is on Amaya McLeod, and that's not good for Brandon because that is her third. And she'll have to go to the bench. Oswald's first free throw misses. The senior from Brownsdale, Minnesota, who especially last year provided a lot off the bench, but he's going to see a lot more playing time this year and probably be in that starting lineup. She hit the second. Now it's 40-29, Jamestown leading Brandon with 2:40 to go in the half. Madison Shetler into the front court, hands it back to Piper Ingles. Jaden Weiss guards her tightly. Wants a screen and now gets one from Meitwei Ashing. 15 on the shot clock. Ingles, another screen. Now Meitwei Ashing rolls from it. Drives, missed the one-hand banker from 5 feet, and it's rebounded by Kate Cordes for Jamestown. Pick and roll worked except for the shot. Another three right wing by Weiss. This one is short. Martinson with a rebound. Trying to tear it away was Meitwei Ashing, but Jalen hangs on to it and then draws a foul on Piper Ingles. Jalen just wasn't going to let that basketball go, and he'll keep it in the Jimmy's hands, and that's team foul number 5, the first on Jana Meitwei Ashing. But the 5th team foul means 2 free throws here for Jalen. 2 for 2 today. First one good. After she was 6 for 6. She scored 8 yesterday. Now she hits another, and she has 6 points today. 42-29 Jamestown. 2:03 in the half. Again, the numbers from yesterday and today don't count in the stats for this year. These are exhibitions for the Jimmies. Ingles in some trouble. Good D, and it's knocked away. Martinson picked it up, and Ingles fouled her hard. Martinson's all right, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2, but an aggressive foul by Ingles. And the officials, in fact, are going to talk about this to determine whether or not it's a flagrant foul. Yeah, all the Bobcats have backed off the line. This could be 2 shots in the ball for Jamestown. 1:52 to go in the half. Ingles, honestly wasn't making very much of an attempt to play the ball right there. She just basically, they're going to call an intentional foul. Yeah, that's pretty clear cut. So everybody off the line, and Martinson standing there by her lonesome will have 2 free throws, and then Jamestown will have the basketball right back. She's good. Martinson's 5 for 5 at the line today with her 7th point. 43-29 for Jamestown, 152 in the half. The second one's good too. And it's 44-29 Jimmies. Martinson with 8 yesterday and 8 today. And Hallie Savela will inbound. Right to our right as the Jimmies keep it. It's in to fellow freshman Jaden Weiss. Jaden drives to the baseline, hesitates, goes against Shetler and scores. This young lady we see, and we saw this at Mandan too, she can do a lot. And now she has 14 points on 5 of 8. 46-29 Jamestown. Up top it's Ivy Beslin for Callie Yates. Back out front for Piper Ingalls. Right lane line. Pass too low. Maitre Yashin's able to grab it though. Comes into the left wing for Yates. Stops outside the arc, leaves it for Shetler. 7 of the shot clock. Cordes tough D, knocked it away. Maitre Yashin is triple team and then is tied up, and the arrows to Jamestown. And it was down to 2 in the shot clock anyway, but Maitre Yashin was just surrounded there by 3 Jimmies who gained the basketball back. And that's 9 turnovers now on Brandon. 109 in the half. Jaden Wiest is having a big first half for Megan Oswald. A hand again for Wiest. Into the right corner, it's Savela. Left wing on the angle, Cordes. 57 seconds in the half. Back to Wiest on the right wing. Jaden into the lane left side for Savela. Up top for Cordes. 6 on the timer. 3 rimmed out. And the rebound, Madison Shetler for Brandon with 43 seconds to go in the first half. Shetler. Cordes sticks her in the corner, but she's able to pass it out to Taya Clark. 35 in the half, 19 on the shot clock. Clark had it nearly taken away by Wiest. But now Shetler has it back, down to 10 on the timer. A right wing 3, missing everything by Yates. Brandon couldn't save it, it's out of bounds. .9 left in the half, so the shot clock's off. And after a slow start in the first couple of minutes, it's been a pretty steady first half for the Jimmies as Jaden Wiest is with it across the timeline. The Cordes down to 8 seconds to Hallie Savela, left wing Cordes on the angle, 6-5. 3 for Kate off the back rim. Rebound tip came to Wiest. A 3 from the right side got blocked out of her hand by Ivy Beslin as the first half comes to an end. But a good first half for the Jimmies. They build up a 17-point halftime lead after not a bad first half shooting the basketball, made threes, and good rebounding too, and good foul shooting, as has been the norm for this team for several years. But we are at the half on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard at Newman Arena, and it is Jamestown 46, Brandon 29. We'll look at the first half stats on our RM Stout halftime report, and we'll tell you about other Jimmy sports too. And quite a lot happening, of course. That's coming up from Newman Arena on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
You want to make sure homework time isn't spent on games and video streaming? Dakota Central can help. With Experience IQ, you set limits to ensure your kids aren't playing when they should be doing homework. With premium managed Wi-Fi from Dakota Central, you can create healthier internet habits for your children from the easy-to-use Command IQ app. Learn more about premium Wi-Fi and Experience IQ today at dakotacentral.com.
Hey, this is Sean from the Jamestown Country Club. Thank you for a great season and the largest turnout ever for the FCCU Labor Day Classic. Congratulations to our champion, Brian Meyer. With that said, the Country Club is still open and enjoyable for great fall golf. Come out and enjoy a nice round of golf and a cool beverage before the season ends. And it's never too early to think about next year's season. The Country Club is offering memberships already. Be one of the first 75 people to sign up for next year and you'll receive 5 free guest passes.
Looking for a roofing company that truly knows your town? Choose Vetter Construction. Unlike those big-name competitors using our city's name, we're your community experts right here working for you. From repairs to full replacement, our trusted team delivers quality and care that you can trust. For a roof that stands strong, call Vetter Construction today. 320-1990. 320-1990.
You know you don't really want that hurry-up, bought on the cheap, not sure what I got insurance coverage. Good, because Farmers Union insurance agents do things just a little different. We'll work with you personally for home, auto, business, or farm insurance and tailor the exact coverage plan you need because we're not satisfied until you are. Different? You bet. Farmers Union Insurance. Simply different.
Good luck to the Blue Jays and Jimmies from your local Farmers Union agent, Steve Benyon.
Not all products underwritten by Farmers Union Insurance.
Two Rivers Activity Center in Jamestown is hiring. Do you like interacting with people? Do you enjoy a fun, upbeat atmosphere and a clean workspace? If so, the perfect opportunity awaits you at Track. They're currently hiring for a variety of part-time positions for lifeguard and guest service and wellness attendants. They'll work with your existing schedule, whether you already have another job or are a college student. Check out trackjamestown.com to learn more about these positions and how to apply today.
Here's your mid-K Sunday afternoon weather. Partly cloudy with a high today near 67. Southwest wind at 5 to 10. For tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll drop down to 44 for a low and wind out of the south at 10 to 15. For Monday, looking for a sunny way to start the week with a high at 69. South wind at 10 to 15. Wind switching around to the west in the afternoon. Gusts could go as high as 25 to 30. For more weather anytime, visit newsdakota.com.
That's my man Bill Dablo talking about some pretty nice weather at Harold Newman Arena indoors at halftime in the second of the Jimmies back-to-back exhibitions with Brandon University. It's the Jimmies 46 and Brandon 29, and this is the RM Stout halftime report. RM Stout, the right value since 1941. Find Ford, Dodge, Jeep. They are your dealer for those in Jamestown. David Burrow back with you. It was an early timeout by the Jimmies 2 minutes in when Brandon had scored the first 6 points of the game, but the Jimmies had a big run after that, and they have their longest lead of the game, 17 at the half. What a first half for the freshman point guard from Mandan, Jaden Wiest, in just under 11 minutes, 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 3 of 7 on threes, hit her only free throw, and had a rebound as well. Jalen Martinson for the second straight game with 8 points, 6 of 6 at the foul line, also a couple of rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals for Jalen. Kate Cordes had 7 on 3 of 9 shooting, 4 rebounds and an assist also for Kate. She was 1 of 6 on 3-pointers. Hannah Hoggle had a couple of points and also 4 rebounds and 2 assists also for Hannah. Hallie Crockett with 4 and a couple of made field goals. 3 for Hallie Savela. She had a 3. Jessica Lofstrom in just over 8 minutes, a couple of points, but she also pulled in 6 rebounds. Megan Oswald had a point and had 3 rebounds too. Sarah Lenz hit 1 3, 3 points, a rebound, an assist, and also a couple of steals. Brandon University led by the 9 of Amaya McLeod, but she picked up her 3rd foul late in the first half. 2 of 5 shooting, 1 of 3 on threes, 4 of 6 at the line, 3 rebounds and an assist. 4 for Jaya Metoyashing on 2 of 4 shooting. 3 for Piper Ingalls, 3 for Madison Shetler, and for Beth Dewick and for Ivy Westland, and 2 points each for Taya Clark and Callie Yates for Brandon. Jamestown shot 40% from the floor, 16 of 40. 6 of 22 on threes, 28%. They were 8 of 9 at the line. Brandon, 39% shooting on 10 of 26, 3 of 10 on threes, 6 of 9 at the line. Jamestown, pretty big rebounding advantage, 25 to 16. Brandon, 10 turnovers. Jamestown just 4, and Jamestown a huge advantage in points off turnovers, 17 to 3. 8 assists on the 16 made field goals for Jamestown. The Jimmies also had 5 steals. Brandon had 3 assists and a couple of steals. Jamestown leading in points in the paint, 14-10. And in second chance points, it's Brandon 9-5. One lead change. There was one tie. We told you Brandon led early, but Jamestown now leads by 17 at the half, 46-29. We'll talk about more University of Jamestown sports coming up at the half at Harold Newman Arena in the RMstown Halftime Report. Jamestown 46, Brandon 29 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Johnny B's Brickhouse, famous for their pizza, but wait, there's pasta, and their amazing wings, and fresh ground hamburgers, tasty salads and appetizers too. And for dessert, you can't beat their sweet sticks. Come on out for Tuesday night trivia and live entertainment every Thursday night. The place to be is Johnny B's, smack dab in the middle of Main Street, downtown Jamestown. And remember, for delivery and carryout, call 952-8777.
Looking for one of the best ATVs on the planet? Then check out Honda 4Trax Foreman. There are 3 models to choose from, and they all offer strong swing arm rear suspension that is perfect for hard work or towing. They all feature strong front and rear racks, plus a handy utility box for storage. So head to Gun & Reel Sports in 1st Street West, downtown Jamestown, and check out the new Honda Foreman. For riders 16 and older, Honda recommends all ATV riders take training course and read the owner's manual thoroughly.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
The Armstown Halftime Report continues at Harold Newman Arena. Jamestown Jimmies in women's basketball leading the Brandon University Bobcats 46-29. Other Jamestown University sports, well, oh my goodness. What a football game that was in Mayville yesterday afternoon. A lot of fun to see that, and the Jimmies had fun because they prevailed over Mayville State 21-14, and the difference, the big 73-yard touchdown pass from John Grand to Isaiah Roebuck with 4:54 left. This wasn't long after Roebuck had muffed a punt at the Mayville 29 that led to the Comets tying touchdown. But, oh, brother, did he make up for that. Wide open on a play down the right sideline, and a real thriller at the end, at least for now, of the series between Jamestown and Mayville State. And for the first time since the middle of last season, the Jimmies have back-to-back wins. But it didn't go so well for the Jimmies in women's volleyball yesterday, losing in 3 straight sets at Bellevue, and that may have cost the Jimmies a chance to host the NSAA semifinals and championship on November 15th and 16th. Bellevue is now 7-1 in conference with the win. That was the Jimmies' first loss of the season, but obviously first loss in conference at 8-1. The Jimmies have just one more NSAA match, and that's in Dickinson against Dickinson State's Blue Hawks, and we'll have that for you here on Jamestown 107.1 on Thursday evening starting at around 6:45. So 2 matches remain for Bellevue. What if they end up in a tie with 9-1 records? How does the tie-break go? Who would get the top seed? Well, there is a tie-breaking procedure in the NSAA volleyball regulations. Obviously, it's head-to-head. Nothing decided there. Each team beat the other. The next is head-to-head sets 1. Nothing decided there because Jamestown swept Bellevue and then the Bruins swept the Jimmies. The third tiebreaker is head-to-head points 1. And that's in Bellevue's favor because the Jimmies yesterday were held to only 15 in the first set, 17 in the second set. So what this means is that the Jimmies have to finish ahead of Bellevue to host the NSAA semifinals and final. If not, it would be in Bellevue, Nebraska. Soccer yesterday at the end of the season for the Jimmy teams. The women were winners in Sioux City over Morningside 5-2, but the men lost 1-0. The Jimmies ACHA women's hockey team lost in O'Fallon, Illinois yesterday to McKendree by a score of 4-2. And for the Jimmy cross-country teams at the Blazing Tiger NAIA Classic in Ashland, Nebraska, the Jimmy men 21st of 27 teams, the women 15th with the 6 personal best among their runners. So what's ahead again on Thursday? We'll join you about 6:45 from Scott, Jim, and Dickinson for Jimmy volleyball against Dickinson State here on Jamestown 107.1. Division I men's hockey for the Jimmies in action at Waldorf on Friday evening, and the Jimmies will host St. Cloud State at Wilson Arena in Division II. As we mentioned, the Jimmy women start their regular season Friday afternoon in Salina, Kansas against Bethel University. Also Friday night here, it'll be senior night for Jimmy women's volleyball as they'll play in back-to-back nights. The Dordt Defenders come to town, and that is a Friday night. The night invite for women's swimming and diving also gets underway on Friday. Then, of course, next Saturday, among the action is Jimmy football, going for 3 in a row, but Dickinson State's in town. 22nd ranked team in the country, of course, that's a big challenge. And our airtime is 2:30 Saturday afternoon from Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlton Gordon Hanson Stadium here on Jamestown 107.1. And that will be followed from right here at Newman Arena. Jimmy basketball, the men open their season. First game for new head coach Gracie Brueggemann as the Briarcliff Chargers will be the opponent that Saturday. One more half of basketball for the Jimmy women here today in their second exhibition. They're leading Brandon to the half 46-29. That's our Unstopped halftime report, and the second half is next on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Need some custom screen-printed T-shirts? Lots of T-shirts? You need originals.
Originals!
Or do you just need one shirt with your corporate logo for the new guy?
Originals!
Caps, jackets, U sizes, adult sizes, Blue Jay apparel, Jimmy apparel. You need originals. There you have it, folks. For custom-printed apparel, embroidery, and work apparel, it's Originals. They can also do online stores for your sports team or business. 216 First Avenue, downtown Jamestown. Open 9 to 5 weekdays. Visit originals.com.
At Unison Bank, we provide financial solutions for customers to meet their needs today and achieve their dreams tomorrow. From personal banking services like checking accounts, mortgage, and auto loans, to business banking services. At Unison Bank, we offer financial solutions with prompt responses and quality service. Visit unisonbank.com for more information. Located in Jamestown, Linton, and Wishick, as well as Gilbert, Arizona. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Second half at Harold Newman Arena, Jamestown leading Brandon University in women's basketball 46-29 in this exhibition game. Brandon on the floor with Callie Yates along with Piper Ingalls. Taya Clark did not start this game, but she'll start the second half. Amaya McLeod and Jana Maytwe-Oshing. McLeod, of course, has 3 fouls. Jimmies will start the second half with the 5 that just started the game. Kate Cornish, Sam Paulson, Sarah Lenz, Megan Oswald, and Hannah Hoggle. Second half throw-in brought to you by RM Stout, your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. It's Brandon that did it since the arrow pointed their way, and it's Callie Yates. Now sets a screen after passing the ball to Piper Ingalls. Left wing on the angle, off pass inside. Intercepted by Hannah Hago, intended for Maytwe-Oshing, but Hannah made a good play, and the Jimmies have the ball for the first time in the second half. They're at the bucket to our left as we view it. And remember, watch this at the Jimmy Athletics YouTube page, and if you're watching there, you'll see that the Jimmies shoot as you view it at the bucket to your right. Lenz to Cordes, left wing on the angle with 8 to shoot. 3 is good. Second three-pointer of the day for Kate. She's up to 10. And Jamestown's longest lead is now at 20, 49-29. Right now it is 50 seconds gone in the third quarter. Piper Ingles in the left wing for Callie Yates for the Brandon Bobcats. Lob on the left baseline, no good by Taya Clark. Rebound, bounded out to Megan Oswald at the top of the key. Cordes in the front court for the Jimmies. Kate handed it back to Megan Oswald. Right wing on the angle, Sarah Lenz off an Oswald screen. Sent it to Megan, right lane line. Bounce to Hannah Hoggle, middle of the lane. One-hand runner from 6 goes in. Good move by Hoggle. And immediately, Ilarion Bonhomme of Brandon wants a timeout as the Jimmies have had 2 good possessions to start the second half. A Hillebrew Construction timeout. 8:44 in the third. Jamestown 51. Brandon 29 on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Well, all the summer vacation driving is over, and now it's time for school activities driving. Have you looked at your tires? How many miles are on them? How's that tread? The wear? Are they cupping? Bring your vehicle to Mike and the crew at Pit Stop Express Lube. Have them take a look. As a locally owned shop, they care more about you and your family's safety than that sale, so they'll recommend the best fit for your needs. Stop into Pit Stop Express Lube at 117 4th Street Northwest, Jamestown, or call 952-7867. That's 952-7867.
Just an exhibition also for Brandon, but for a very young team for new head coach Ilarion Bonhomme. He wants his team to get things right because they start, as we mentioned, Canada West play at home in Brandon against Winnipeg on Friday night. 3 from the angle, good. There's Piper Ingles with her second 3 today. 51-32 Jamestown. Megan Oswald, middle of the right wing. Drives past Yates, right wing angle 3. Lands, Sarah hit it. Her second 3, she's up to 6. Jamestown by 22 again at 54-32 on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard over Brandon University's Bobcats. 2 minutes gone in the third. Ingles uses a May Twayashing screen, now lobs it, but it's too far for Jana, and it's out of bounds, and it's Jamestown basketball. And May Twayashing said, my bad, but the pass was just a tiny bit overcooked. Kate Cordes front court, drives into Maya McLeod, now a right wing pass for Oswald. Great bounce pass to Paulson and a lay-in. There is a wonderful play by Oswald. You know, I like that bounce pass. I still think it's the best play in basketball. 56-32, Jamestown leads Brandon by 24. 2.5 minutes gone in the third. Right wing McLeod, entry pass knocked out of bounds by Hannah Hoggle of Jamestown. Brandon will keep it and bring in Abby Shand for Callie Yates. Brandon in gold with blue numerals and white trim. Jamestown in white. McLeod left wing just inside the arc, playing with 3 fouls. Amaya backs out, tries a long 3 right in front of her bench that is off the rim and no good, and Brandon can't run it down. Taya Clark went out of bounds before she grabbed it, and it'll go to Jamestown with 7:17 in the third, up 56-32. Bethel College on Friday for the Jimmies season opener in Salina, Kansas, then Kansas Wesleyan on Saturday. Their next home game, November 19th against Minot State. Followed away by Hoggle, no good. Offensive board, Megan Oswald within a double team, then drew a foul. It's on Jana Matwayashing. And that's her second. Megan Oswald will have a couple of free throws out of this. 1 for 2 at the line today. First one is good. And the Jimmies are now 9 of 10. And they're up 25. And got out to a lead of over 30 in the third quarter yesterday before Brandon worked their way back to a final margin of 13. They're both good for Oswald, who has 3, 58-32 Jamestown, 6:55 in the third. Brandon with it. 3 new Jimmies will come in at the next stoppage. Piper Ingles, left wing on the angle. Sam Paulson following her. Right wing to Amaya McLeod. Outside the arc. Right wing, this is Madison Shetler with a baseline drive. That's good, right past Cordes. 5 for Shetler, 58-34 for Jamestown on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard with 6.5 minutes to go in the third. Cordes around the Hannah Hoggle screen. Left wing on the arc. The jumper is a little long. Rebound came long to Abby Shan, and she wants to run for Brandon. She got bumped by Sam Paulson near the baseline, and they're going to say Abby's in the act of shooting. That's 2 shots. And it's the 3rd foul on Paulson. She comes out, so does Len, so does Hoggle. Jalen Martinson's in. Jessica Lostrom's in. Jaden Weiss, who had a great first half, is in too. First of 2 free throws good for Abby Shand for her first point. 58-35, Jamestown leads Brandon at 6:20 in the third. There's one more for Abby, and that one's good too. Brandon is 8 of 11 at the foul line. Right wing for Jessica Lostrom in the corner for Jamestown. It was a 22-point lead. Guarded tightly by McLeod. Lost her dribble. Now finds Martinson right wing on the angle. Front of the Jamestown bench. Out front for Cordes. Still 12 on the shot clock. Right corner for Lostrom. Puts up a 3 off the front rim. Rebounded Piper Ingles for Brandon. Here come the Bobcats. Ingles stops between the rings with Wiest out there to guard her. Maytway-Oshing with a screen. Lets Ingles move to the right elbow of the lane. Then she missed the jumper. Lostrom rebounds for Jamestown. And it back to Cordes. Running, it's Lostrom. All the way to the baseline. Got bumped by Maytway-Oshing. And that's her 3rd foul. So she and McLeod both have 3. So Maytway-Oshing comes out. Renee Dauphiné back in. That's 2 team fouls in the 3rd quarter on Brandon. And Hallie Crockett's in for the Jimmies to replace Megan Oswald. Lostrom, the 6-footer, and a versatile player. First free throw is short, but as he just showed, can shoot from the outside. Second one's good. But now with 7 rebounds today and 3 points. 59-36, Jamestown leads Brandon on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. 5:27 in the third. A left lane line drive by McLeod, blocked out of her hand and out of bounds by Jessica Lostrom. So add a block to Lostrom's total 2. First one by either team today. Brandon inbounds, 21 on the shot clock. It's into McLeod in the left wing from Piper Ingles. McLeod just takes it to the hole again, rolls out. Rebound, it is Dauphiné ending up with it, and then knocked away from her and out of bounds. It'll stay with Brandon. Dauphiné, the freshman, and again, there are a lot of freshmen on this team trying to improve from 1-19 a year ago. McLeod, right wing on the angle to Ingles. Her 3 is off the back rim and long. And Jessica Lostrom grabs rebound number 8 to Cordes, down floor to Jaden Wiest. Out front of Lostrom. Here comes another 3, and it's swished for Jessica. And the lead is 26 for Jamestown at 62-36. And Lostrom has the potential to do quite a lot on the floor, including shoot frees. But we've seen today what a good rebounder she is. And this one nearly knocked away from Shan by Jalen Martinson, but she couldn't hold on. It's out of bounds to Brandon. Substitution for Jamestown as Julia Toms re-enters. Kate Cordes will get a seat. Amaya McLeod on the floor for Brandon, along with Renee Dauphiné, Piper Ingles, and Madison Shetler, along with Abby Shan. Shot missing here. And Jessica Lostrom, the Jamestown rebound out there with Jaden Wiest, Julia Toms, Hallie Crockett, and Jalen Martinson. Crockett with a spin, right lane line, drives, rolls around, didn't stay down, rebound tip, and came to Piper Ingles for Brandon. Bobcats on the run. It's Ingles with a one-player break, but it's off the rim, a 4-footer from the right lane line, rebounded by Lostrom again. There's number 9. Wiest brings it into the front court. Left wing, Toms open for a 3. Short on the left iron. McLeod in there battling for the rebound against 2 Jimmies. Amaya McLeod for Brandon. Down the right lane line. One-player break again and takes it all the way to the rim. Misses, but is fouled. And the foul here is on Lostrom, and that is her third. So Ali Savela will come in, and so does Reagan Johnson. Lostrom out, Wiest out. Also out is Jalen Martinson, as the first of the two free throws misses for McLeod. And Emily Kurkowski, the junior from Melbourne, Australia, makes her first appearance in this game. One more for her, and that's good. For McLeod, that is, who's up to 10 points now. Jaden Wiest with 14 and Kate Cordes with 10 to lead Jamestown. 62-37, Jamestown leads Brandon. Kurkowski on the left baseline. 3:42 in the third quarter in the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. Crockett up top. Hallie with a drive to the hole in the lane. Got fouled before she had the shooting motion going by Renee Dauphiné. Her first third-team foul as Ivy Beslin comes back in to replace Abby Shan for Brandon. Shot clock reset to 20. Jamestown inbounds on the left baseline with Hallie Savela into Reagan Johnson on the left side. Right wing for Crockett. Hallie trying to ward off McLeod. Back on the right wing angle for Savela. Left wing Kurkowski. Emily with a three is right down the bottom of the well. Emily Kurkowski makes it 65-37 Jamestown. Madison Shetler on the left wing. Bounce it to Beslin. Lob right hand for Dauphiné on the left baseline. Beslin in plenty of trouble, so finds McLeod open straight away for a three that misses. Rebound battle brought in by Dauphiné, and Renee is fouled after grabbing the offensive board for Brandon. Reagan Johnson committed that one. That's her first. Dauphiné will have two free throws. 3 team fouls now on Jamestown, 3 on each team. Dauphiné misses the first free throw. Got a lot this week for you. Blue Jay volleyball hosting Dickinson double counter, and the Blue Jays could use it. They're now the 9-8 in the WDA, or 6:45, or maybe later. Second free throw is good Tuesday here on Jamestown 107.1. Beth Dewick back in for Brandon. Then Jimmy volleyball at Dickinson State Thursday around 6:45. Friday night, Blue Jay football in the first round of the AA playoffs at Horace at 5:30 late Friday afternoon for that airtime, actually, and a travel here by Julia Toms in the right corner for Jamestown. And now Hannah Eagles makes her first appearance for Brandon. Hannah is a 5'10 freshman from Winnipeg. Madison Shetler. Right wing, it comes to Beth Dewick for the Bobcats. 2:35 in the third. In the lane for Beslin. Nearly got the ball stuck in her left hip. Now a left baseline drive. Shetler with a one-hand drive that's off the rim, short but fouled. Reagan Johnson with another. That's 2 in short order for her, and team foul number 4. So Shetler has a couple at the line. First one misses. So Friday night they'll host the University of Winnipeg in Brandon. Then they'll go to Winnipeg on Sunday next week to play the University of Manitoba. Both free throws missed. Rebound battle for, and Johnson comes down with it. Savela, right wing. Hallie gives it to Hallie Crockett. And Johnson out front for Julia Toms. Right wing, it's an open three for Crockett. Not afraid to shoot, and misses that one. Rebounded for Dewick for Brandon. Of course, Crockett had 54 in one game a few years back at Northern Cass. Foul in the drive here on Jamestown. Crockett, I believe. Yep, her first. And that's the 15 foul. That means a couple of free throws for Madison Shetler. So who are the other schools in Canada West, you may wonder? In basketball, first free throw is good. Well, there's Lethbridge, Alberta, of course. The University of Alberta. McEwen, Mount Royal, University of Calgary, they're the Dinos, you know, and the University of Saskatchewan, they're the Huskies. Both good on the free throw, 65-40 for Jamestown. 2 minutes in the third, and lob pass is thrown out of bounds by Jamestown. Not many turnovers today, just their 6. Jamestown shooting 42% overall, Brandon at 32%. Callie Yates, right wing on the angle for Brandon's Bobcats. All the way for a right baseline drive and drew another foul. I think it's on Johnson again. Well, could be Kurkowski. Emily was there too. Yep, it's on Kurkowski. That's her first, but Jimmies are over the limit, so a couple more free throws here for Callie Yates this time. First is good. 65-41 for Jamestown and for Brandon. 1:50 left in the third on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard. They're both good for Yates. And another freshman for the Jimmies makes her first appearance today. Savannah Hedden, the 5'8 freshman from Stewartville, Minnesota, for first game action in a Jimmy uniform. Did not play yesterday in the Jimmies' 13-point win over Brandon here. Cross-court pass intercepted. Good play by Callie Yates, and down floor she comes then. Couldn't hit the layup. Rebound out of bounds. Went off went off a Brandon Bobcat. It will belong to Jamestown with 96 seconds left in the third quarter. So we look forward to a Saturday night while the Jimmy women will be in Salina for the second of their 2 games there. The men host Briarcliff. Right after Jimmy football on Saturday on Jamestown 107.1. Brandon knocks the pass out of bounds. Casey Brueggemann's debut. We are endeavoring this week to have a Let's Talk About Sports podcast with Casey. We'll bring you some not only women's but men's non-conference action. Right wing, here's a 3 that's knocked down by Hallie Savela. She had a 3 yesterday and another here today. And it's 68-42 Jamestown. Bestlin with an entry pass inside, but Savela got caught holding there. Hallie's first. But the Jimmies have committed some fouls. I think it's 8 of them now in this third quarter. And Hannah Eagles has a couple of free throws for Brandon. She played briefly yesterday, did not score, but she scores here, hitting the first free throw. I should say she played briefly in the first half. At the second, 68-43 for Jamestown, 56 seconds in the third. Savela lobs it for Tom's right elbow. Johnson cross court, now the right wing. A 3 by Kurkowski, and Emily hit another. She's 2 for 2 on threes, and it's a 28-point Jamestown lead at 71-43. Than Sankey says this is the deepest team he's had since he's been here. And he'd like to use a lot of players if he possibly can. If he can get 3-point shooting from several players, he knows he can from the players he's had, but here's Kurkowski that can shoot threes. Lostrom can. Foul called here on Jamestown on Savannah Hedden. And Ivy Bestlin will have a couple of free throws for Brandon. They're getting the line a lot with all these fouls. 26.7 left in the third. The first is good. Brandon's now 16 of 24 at the line. 71-44 Jamestown. Second one short, but Bestlin with some hustle ran her own rebound down, then threw the pass over the head of Callie Yates. But Madison Shetler's there to recover it for Brandon. 18 seconds in the third. All over her is Julia Toms. Handed back to Shetler out front. 11 seconds in the quarter. Shot clock's off. Yates left wing on the angle, working on Kurkowski, who blocked a 3-point attempt and gained the rebound. 2 seconds and 1. Jimmies won't shoot. And through 3 in this second exhibition game for Jamestown on the Gunner Real Sports scoreboard, the Jimmies lead Brandon at Harold Newman Arena by a score of 71-44. On Jamestown 107.1, this is the voice of the Jimmies.
Some of us were born to farm. Some diesels, like Cenex Premium Diesel, were born to fuel. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster comes with a more complete additive package for a more complete burn to reduce particulate matter and keep filters cleaner for longer. Fuel your equipment like a pro with Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster and leave typical number 2 diesel to the amateurs. Cenex Premium Diesel. Diesel that doesn't mess around.
Your home for UJ Jimmies. AM 1400 KQDJ Jamestown and 107.1 K296 HH Jamestown.
Through 3 quarters at Harold Newman Arena in this women's basketball exhibition for Jamestown. They lead Brandon 71-44. David Burrow back with you. Again, Saturday's our next basketball action here on the air with the men's opener against Briarcliff here in Newman Arena. That'll be after Jimmy football. That's at 2:30 with Dickinson State at Hanson Stadium. Then we'll have the Jimmies and Briarcliff here. BJ Walters will be with us for that one. And then Monday night, November 4th, the Jimmies will head to Fargo to play NDSU, an exhibition for Jamestown. We'll count in the Bison Ledger, and we'll have that for you Monday night, November 4th at 6:30 here on Jamestown 107.1. Jimmies have a couple of games in Butte, Montana the next weekend, including one with a top 10 team in Montana Tech. And we're intending to bring you that Saturday night action against Montana Tech here on Jamestown 107.1 on the 9th of November. Fourth quarter of this game gets underway with Jamestown with the arrow. And they'll inbound, leading Brandon 71-44. Emily Kurkowski hands it into Hallie Savela. Savannah Hedden, Reagan Johnson, and Julia Toms, the other Jimmies on the floor. A 3 by Kurkowski. This one misses a little long, but Reagan Johnson runs down the rebound in front of the Jamestown bench. It's inside now to Kurkowski, handed it back out to Hallie Savela. Lob on the right wing for Savannah Hedden. Now for Kurkowski. Once another 3 left side. Swishes it again. Missed a moment ago, but comes right back and is now 3 for 4. 30-point lead for Jamestown, 74-44. Just underway in the fourth quarter here at Harold Newman Arena. Jana Maytwayashi for Brandon to Piper Ingalls. Outside the arc, Tom's hounding her. Maytwayashi now left elbow of the lane with 8 in the shot clock, drives into the lane. Banks missed it. Reagan Johnson rebounds for Jamestown. Bounced ahead for Hallie Savela. So everybody except for Kate Busick and Jessica Oberlander has gotten the play. Again, Busick sitting out after tweaking her knee a little bit this week. Oberlander not pressed to play. Right wing a jumper. This one's good. Toms from 13 feet. And the Prior Lake, Minnesota freshman makes it 76-44 Jamestown. She has 4. Pass here for Dauphiné. Bring it on the right side to Amaya McLeod for Brandon. At the bucket to our right. Watch it at the Jimmy Athletics YouTube page. As you see it there, they're shooting to our left. And Taya Clark on the left baseline with a nice left-handed drive and score. Her 4th point, 76-46 Jamestown. 8:20 to go. Kurkowski to the left baseline. Lob for Johnson. Her drive rolls off. Rebounded by Maytwayashi. But with this 30-point lead, Thad Sankey and Faith Brindle can take a look at these youngsters more in the fourth quarter of this game. Brandon threw the ball away. Those youngsters include Hallie Crockett, the sophomore, and Jaden Weiss, the freshman. They're back in as Julia Toms and Emily Kurkowski come to the bench. Jamestown's 5 right now are Hallie Savela, along with Jaden Weiss, Hallie Crockett, Savannah Hedden, and Reagan Johnson. Hedden back for Weiss, directing traffic. Taya Clark guards her tightly for Brandon. Now to Johnson, top of the key. Left wing for Hedden. Savannah for an angle pass for Weiss. For a 3 on the left side, she hit another 4th of the day. 17 now for Jaden Weiss. She's 6 of 10 shooting and 4 of 8 on threes. 79-46 Jamestown leads Brandon. 7:25 to go. Pass in the lane for Beslin, right baseline. Too far. Rebound Jamestown, Savannah Hedden, and then hounded in the back court. Jaden Wiest is fouled by Madison Shetler of Brandon. That's her second. First team foul of the fourth quarter. Jimmy's will inbound again. Brandon putting on some pressure. Working on things too before their regular season gets underway Friday night. Left wing, another three by Kurkowski missing, and the rebound tap from Ivy Beslin to Taya Clark for Brandon. Down floor, it's a good pass from Anna Couchon to Beslin, who drives in for a lay-in. 6 for her, 79-48 Jamestown, 6:52 left on the Gunner Sports scoreboard. Hedden, open on the left wing, it's Crockett. Hallie comes to the baseline, now to left lane line for about 6. Drives, glides, ooh! Left-handed shot in and out, tough break for her on a really nice move. Anna Couchon with the Brandon rebound. To Taya Clark. Clark's down the left lane line, drives, banks, hits. 6 for Clark on 3 of 5, 79-50 Jamestown, 6:23 to go. Wiest is double teamed, finds Savela. Hallie back to Jaden Wiest, right wing on the angle. Shan hands in her face, didn't let her take the three. Left wing, the three is taken by the lefty Savannah Hedden, but it didn't go. And the rebound for Brandon. On the run with it is Abby Shan. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Lob right baseline, Anna Couchon. Stripped away from her by Kurkowski. Nice play by Emily, who just took it away. And into the front court on right wing for her. Right wing Crockett, open three off the back rim, with a long rebound to Jaden Wiest for the Jimmies. And trying to steal it away, and instead fouling her, is Taya Clark of Brandon. Her first, team foul number 2. Reagan Johnson returns, as does Julia Toms for Jamestown. Reagan will inbound with 5:46 left, just to our left. And finds Jaden Wiest up top. Left wing again for Johnson, left corner for Hallie Crockett. Crockett cross-court right wing, Wiest on the angle. Once a three, this one off the front rim, and the rebound by Ivy Beslin for Brandon. To Abby Shand, left wing for Clark. Taya stops on the arc. Entry pass, good move by Beslin, but threw this one over the rim. Loose ball on the floor, 3 players down there, and it'll end in a dual possession, and the arrow goes to Brandon with 5:20 left in this one. And a Hillary Construction timeout by Brandon head coach Alarian Bonham. We'll take it to 5:20 to go. Jamestown 79, Brandon 50 on the Gunner Sports scoreboard on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Buffalo City Diesel Jamestown is your one-stop shop for experienced truck services. Their top-notch techs are trained in the latest technology and can identify and fix problems in your medium or heavy-duty diesel trucks and buses. Buffalo City Diesel also offers roadside assistance, trailer services, and truck parts. Call Buffalo City Diesel today at 701-253-2844. That's Buffalo City Diesel at 701-253-2844.
Jamestown over Brandon University in this women's basketball exhibition with 5:20 left, 79-50 at Harold Newman Arena. And it is playoff time for Jamestown Blue Jay football, coming off that win in Watford City on Friday night over the Wolves, 34-16. It's a rematch with the Horace Hawks. Blue Jays won a thriller over Horace on September 6th on that touchdown pass in the last minute. But that was at Hanson Stadium. Friday's game will be in Horace. We'll have it for you again. Make note of the start time, a little earlier than what you're used to this season for the Blue Jays. It's 5:30 Friday. Jamestown and Horace in the first round of the AA playoffs here on Jamestown 107.1. Brandon inbounds after the timeout. They're in the front court. Couchon on the right baseline. Anna left it short, but she gained her own rebound. Tried again and shot it in over 2 defenders. Her first 2. Now a steal by Couchon. Some hustle by hers. Jamestown tried to move it down floor, and then Anna was fouled. by Jaden Wiest of Jamestown. That's the first team foul of the fourth quarter, nearly midway through it on the Jimmies. Taya Clark for Brandon. It's Kushan. Out front for Madison Shetler. Right lane line from 8. It rolled in. Shetler's 3 for 3 shooting and with 9 points. 79-54 Jamestown over Brandon with 4:46 to go. And as the pass came to Julia Toms near midcourt, Kushan bumped into her. That's the third foul on Anna. Third team foul on Brandon. Hannah Eagles returns for Brandon's Bobcats. Jamestown's basketball with 4:43 to go. Again, these younger players getting a lot of on-court time here against an opponent with this big lead. Crockett had it stripped away from her and picked up by Jaina Maytwayashing for Brandon University. To Taya Clark in the front court. On the right wing for Anna Kushan. Entry pass is lost out of bounds. Went off the hand of Taya Clark for Brandon. It's Jamestown ball. Hallie Sabala. Pardon me, Hallie. Savannah Hedden back in. Savela. She pronounces it Savala. Now I gotta look something up when I get a chance anyway. Meanwhile, it's Jamestown's ball. Left corner of Johnson, 3, no good. Rebound on the floor. Madison Shetler for Brandon. To Amaya McLeod for a straightaway 3 that's no good. Savannah Hedden the rebound. For Johnson to Hallie Sabala. Right wing for Emily Kurkowski. Emily in the corner. 17-footer. She's good. Kurkowski's having a pretty good shooting day. 4 out of 6 now and 11 points. 81-54 Jamestown over Brandon with 3:39 to play. McLeod for Hannah Eagles up top for the Bobcats. Entry pass stolen away by Hallie Sabala. Then she's tied up and it'll go to Brandon. What am I looking up? Mountain Iron, Minnesota is where Hallie is from. Where's Mountain Iron? It's way up there. We went to Hibbing last year. You go a little past Hibbing and you get to Mountain Iron. In northern Minnesota. Jumper left side good by Renee Dauphinet. Mountain Iron's just west of Virginia. This is all northwest of Duluth. So you're getting way up there in Minnesota at that point. A 3 on the right wing. Kurkowski hit another. Emily has 4 threes today. And 14 points. And the Jimmies, in fact, have now hit 15 threes today and lead 84-56, or 15 of 40. Brandon with it. Piper Ingles on the left side. Bounce on the baseline to Hannah Eagles, who draws a foul. So now you know, and I do too, where Mountain Iron, Minnesota is. Don't have to guess anymore. I'm sure I'll get a chance to ask Hallie about life in Mountain Iron. Hannah Eagles will have a couple free throws here for Brandon. That was team foul number 2, the first missed. Hannah will have another, one of several players on this team from Winnipeg. They're both good. 84-57, Jamestown leads Brandon. 2:43 to go. Driving all the way to the hole is Hallie Sabala and had it stripped away. It'll stay with the Jimmies, but a good aggressive move by Hallie. Jamestown will inbound. Came out front to Toms. Julie on the left wing. Reagan Johnson on the angle. Past Eagles into the lane. 6-foot one-hand runner didn't fall. Battle for that rebounds on. Amaya McLeod has it, and then she's bumped by Sabala. .229 to go. A little more geography for you. You know where Brandon, Manitoba is? It's west of Winnipeg. On the way to Virden and Whitewood. Right on the Trans-Canada Highway. McLeod on the right baseline. Steals, taking it right away. Emily Kurkowski, who is really showing a lot today. She is having a very good second half. Right wing for Reagan Johnson. Into the right corner for Savannah Hedden, who drives and scores on a nice one-hand runner. That's a nice play. That's the first two for Savannah. Only Reagan Johnson has not scored, the only Jimmy that has not scored yet. We're down to 1:40 left. 86-57, Jamestown over Brandon. Piper Ingles for the Bobcats. Guarded tightly here, nearly knocked away by Hedden. Ingles regained it, 6 on the timer. Right wing McLeod with a 3 with 3, and the shot clock is good. McLeod's second 3, she now has 13, she leads Brandon. 86-64, Jamestown, 1:18 to go. Hallie Sabala for Reagan Johnson on the right side. Right corner, it's Savannah Hedden. Baseline, stops. Ooh, McLeod blocked it away. Good play. Picked up by Beth Dewick for Brandon. Down 4 to McLeod. Left wing Ingles wants a 3 on the angle. Rim the basket. Rebound tip, but came to Hallie Sabala for the Jimmies with 56 seconds left. Open Kurkowski. The Australian misses the 3 long this time. But loose ball picked up by Toms. Down to Hedden. Set up by Kurkowski for a lay-in. Hayden with 4, 88-60 for Jamestown with 40 seconds to go. Brandon with one more possession. Piper Ingles. Left it for Hannah Eagles. Left baseline. Dauphiné looking for space. Renee a turnaround hook that's no good. And Jamestown comes down with a board at Savannah Hedden. 21 seconds to go. Savannah will back it out. Jimmies don't have to shoot again. Solid effort today. They didn't let Brandon come closer like they did yesterday, and these youngsters got a lot of time in the second half, and sure Thad Sankey got to see a lot of what he wanted today. Final seconds tick off. Put it in the record book, baby, and ring the victory bell. The Jimmies finish a sweep of the Brandon Bobcats in their weekend of exhibition games. Final score at Harold Newman Arena on the Gun & Reel Sports scoreboard. The Jamestown Jimmies 88, the Brandon Bobcats 60. Stay tuned. The Armstown postgame show is next, including a visit with Jimmy's head coach Thad Sankey on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Before you can start building a business, you have to have great builders. Hillerud Construction is a builder of high-quality commercial buildings, and they're hiring talented labor and carpenters to help them do just that. Vacation, paid holidays, 401k, and health insurance benefits for full-time employees, plus great pay depending on experience. Apply at 1008 2nd Avenue Southeast, Jamestown, or visit HillerudConstruction.com. Again, visit HillerudConstruction.com, and let's get building.
Sign-on bonuses, $10,000 for full-time RNs or LPNs working PM or NOC shifts, and $10,000 for full-time NOC weekend package positions, and $5,000 for part-time PM shifts. Also offering $5,000 for full-time CNAs working PM shifts or weekend package, day, PM, or NOC shifts. Dietary positions available also. Apply at smphhealth.org/Ave Maria.
Jamestown takes care of Brandon 88-60 in this second of 2 exhibition games, and head coach Thad Sankey joins us. I'm sure you are happy to get to see the younger players play a lot more in the second half today. They showed some good things for you, too.
Absolutely. Just the toughness to continue to grow a lead in the second half was important. We didn't do that last night, and that was the disappointing takeaway was when you have that big lead and then it shrinks. I thought we were much more aggressive offensively in the second half. Getting the ball to the rim really helps that. So, at the same time, our defensive and offensive rebounding was outstanding. I love the effort that our players gave when the ball was in the air, and that just makes such a big difference. So, exciting to see that.
Yeah, you end up with 47 rebounds today. To Brandon's 34, but you saw this yesterday. One player, you talk about rebounding. What about what Jessica Law? And Jessica is capable of doing a lot of things for you, but she really got after it on the glass today.
Oh, man. The way she high points the ball. Some players are great positionally where the ball comes down and they end up underneath it. And Jess is different than that as a rebounder. She goes and high points it and goes out of her area to rebound. and just the knack and the strength and explosiveness that it takes to do that type of rebounding is really special. And we're excited about her future. We love having Jess on our team. She's incredible to work with every day, and our players love her, and she's really gotten comfortable here.
Couldn't stop talking to her either about Emily Kurkowski, and you've seen what she can do before, but that was a pretty nice second half for her.
Oh, man. So much fun. Oh, geez. Like, when she misses a shot, you just think, wait a second, what just happened? I mean, she's a player for us that we're excited about, and we added her to our team in the springtime, knowing her experience, knowing that she was going to take a little bit of time, but also understanding what can she do. She has, and she can do more than shoot, but she just continues to get more and more comfortable, and as an experienced competitor, that's a really valuable thing to have.
And she's had a pretty interesting path to get here, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we saw her playing at Wilson State and really enjoyed that and seeing, oh, man, she had 2 great years. But then coming off an injury, it was, preparation and getting comfortable in another system. And we're just so thankful to have her on our campus. And with the depth that we have, it takes a lot of saltiness to work your way into opportunities, and she's doing a great job of that. So, with all of our players, we encourage them, hey, keep it up, right? And her experience is a big benefit. With our younger players, they're learning college basketball. Right? We got a group of young players in this, on this team, freshmen and sophomores, that sometimes it's great that they have no idea what's going on, and sometimes it's not. You got to kind of teach them, hey, this is college basketball, this is what it is. But that persistence of, this is week 10 for us of playing basketball, and there's more basketball, and if you have a bad day, you just turn around and play some more tomorrow. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, and now you get ready for Friday, because that's when they start counting for real. You'll be in Salina, Kansas. Bethel College first on Friday, and then Kansas Wesleyan on Saturday, and now they start counting. What do you know about those teams?
Well, not a lot. We'll get a chance to take a look at them. I know that both teams have significant amount of returners and are going to return a lot of experience from last year, and both coaches are expecting to have significant contributions from that group, and I'm sure, especially in Kansas, where they can add talent, they're going to do that. But I know from a Kansas Wesleyan standpoint that coach is excited about his team and does a great job coaching it. Bethel is coached by hard to describe the legacy that Coach Lamar had at Mid-American Nazarene, but just a legendary men's coach there, and is doing great things with Bethel's women's program, and excited to see that, and I'm sure we're going to have some great competition and great games, and we're hoping to be ready for it. And
as we talked about in the podcast, and you make your first trip to Montana, you're going to make some trips to Montana before and after you get NSAA play going, but really a good test coming up here in this non-conference for your team. Absolutely. We're excited about it. I mean, we're looking forward to it. You can see we've got so many players that can do so many things for us, and the art to what we're going to do as a team is figure out how do we get the best out of each one, and how do we maximize and work the right lineups and combinations to make that happen. All right, so the next time that the Jimmies will play on this floor will be the next time we have them on our air, and that's you get to see a future NSIC opponent in Minot State. Yeah. That'll be on the 19th, and that's a good one to have on your schedule too. It is. We'll take every home game we can get. That's a long ways away, David. I'm thinking, holy smokes, that's 3 weeks, 3+ weeks away, and that's fine. That one will come. The other ones will come. We just got to focus in and be ready for Kansas. Yep. Salina this coming Friday for Bethel, and then Saturday for Kansas Wesleyan. Thank you, sir. Yep. Good job over the weekend, and we will talk to you as we move along. Thank you. That's Sankey, the Jimmies head coach. His team makes it 2 out of 2 in their exhibitions with Brandon with an 88-60 win today. This is the Armstown post-game report, and Armstown is your Ford, Dodge, and Jeep dealer in Jamestown. We'll look at the numbers from this afternoon next here on Jamestown 107.1. This is the voice of the
At Essentia Health, we know that together we can live healthier. We also know that the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones is to get vaccinated. That's why Essentia Health encourages everyone to get a flu shot this fall. Flu season usually starts in October and can last until May, so it's important to get vaccinated early. Vaccines are covered by most insurances and are available for people 6 months of age and older. Schedule your flu shot online today at essentiahealth.org/flu or call your local Essentia Health clinic or pharmacy to learn more.
It's Zach here from Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness Center with exciting news that we are now open in our brand new location at 805 5th Avenue Northeast in Jamestown. That's right, we have a brand new space to help you out with your neck, back, hip, knee, shoulder pain, and so much more. It's the same great Apex you've loved, now with an incredible new space. If you haven't tried Apex, you really need to come see us. Give us a call today to come see us at 701-952-2739.
Where do you find the friendliest staff, largest selection, lowest prices, and the freshest produce? Hugo's in Jamestown. But what if you can't go to the store? Hugo's Family Marketplace offers online shopping. You can shop all the departments and all the sales at GoHugos.com. Choose pickup or Hugo's delivery service, and they'll do the in-store shopping for you. Hugo's Family Marketplace online shopping at GoHugos.com.
You're gonna find more low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
The Frontier Fort invites you in for a true Dakota Territory dining experience. This unique location looks like an authentic 1800s fort. Head upstairs and you'll be greeted with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly grilled ribeyes and barbecued ribs. They're open from 4 to 9 Monday through Saturday, and their legendary prime rib is served on Fridays and Saturdays. Now hiring a full-time or part-time cook. Call 252-7492. The Frontier Fort, on the road to the Buffalo, Jamestown.
The Iron Stout postgame report at Harold Newman Arena after Jamestown's 88-60 victory over Brandon as they wrap up this weekend of 2 exhibition games with 2 wins over the visitors from Canada. And 14 players dressed for Jamestown today. They all played. All but one scored. How about Jaden Wiest? 6, I didn't even get to talk about Jaden when I talked about Kurkowski, but Jaden Wiest had quite a day herself. Leading the Jimmies with 17 in 17 minutes. 6 of 11 shooting, 4 of 9 on threes. Hit her only free throw and a couple of rebounds and assists also. 14 for Emily Kurkowski. We did talk about her, and with good reason, because she was 5 of 8 shooting, the Williston State transfer, 4 of 7 on threes. Also with a couple of rebounds and assists and a steal. Kate Cordes had 10 today, 4 of 11 shooting for Kate, 2 of 7 on threes, 4 rebounds. 8 for Jalen Martinson, perfect again at the line today as she was yesterday, 6 for 6. Hallie Sabala had 6, and Jessica Lofstrom, 6 points along with, as we mentioned, the 10 rebounds, and she also hit a 3-pointer. Sarah Lenz had 6 on a couple of threes. 4 for Hannah Hoggle, just 11 minutes for Hannah today. She also had 4 rebounds. Holly Crockett had 4. Megan Oswald with 3, all at the foul line. And Sam Paulson had 2. Reagan Johnson played 17 minutes, did not score, but had 3 rebounds. Maya McLeod led Brandon with 13. She also had 5 boards. 9 for Madison Shetler. She was 3 of 3. Piper Ingalls had 6. Taya Clark had 6. And Ivy Beslin also had 6. 4 each for Jaina Metoyashi. Also Callie Yates. 3 for Beth Dewick. 3 for Renee Dauphiné. 2 for Anna Couchon and Abby Shand and Hannah Eagles. Jamestown ends at 43% shooting today on 31 of 73. 15 threes and 41 attempts for 37%, and they were 11 of 13 at the foul line today. Brandon, 35% shooting on 9 of 28. They were 5 of 19 on threes. They were 17 of 27 at the foul line. Jamestown at a 47-34 rebounding advantage, 20 assists on the 31 made field goals for the Jimmies. Oswald had 3, several others had 2. 3 blocks for the Jimmies, 2 by Kurkowski, 7 steals. Brandon had 5 steals. They had 7 assists also. They had 15 turnovers. Jamestown had 9. Jamestown had a 27-7 advantage in points off turnovers, 22-20 in the paint. Each team had 12 second-half points. Brandon scored the first 6 of the game. Jamestown came back with a big run and led all the way. They led by as many as 33. They win by 28, 88-60. And again, it is Bethel College on Friday afternoon for the Jimmies to begin their regular season. That'll be in Salina, Kansas. And then Saturday night, it is Kansas Wesleyan. Ahead for us on Jamestown 107.1 on Tuesday night. Jamestown Blue Jay Volleyball hosting Dickinson at Jerry Meyer Arena at around 6:45. Jamestown struggling now at 9-8 in the WDA. That's a double counter, so they can use it, but that's a good Dickinson team that will come in. Thursday night, we'll have Jimmy Volleyball in Dickinson against Dickinson State from Scott Jim at around 6:45 in their final NSAA regular season match. Again, their fate as to whether they can be the top seeds not in their hands anymore. If Bellevue, after beating the Jimmies yesterday, wins their last 2, they'd have the tiebreak over the Jimmies and be the top seed and get the host of the semifinals and finals. Friday night, Blue Jay football in the first round of the AA playoffs, the rematch with the Horace Hawks. This time it'll be in Horace, and we'll have it for you at 5:30 on Friday. And then Jimmy football and men's basketball next Saturday. I'll start with Jimmy football against Dickinson State at Raleigh-Greeno Field at Charlotte and Gordon Hanson Stadium. Our airtime 2:30, and that'll be followed very shortly after that by Jimmy men's basketball. The debut for Casey Brueggemann as the Jimmies head coach here at Newman Arena as the Jimmies will host the Briarcliff Chargers. All that is next Saturday, and that will be a fun day. We're looking forward to it. Our thanks, as always, to University of Jamestown Sports Information Director Ryan Michelson. I'm David Burrow. Jamestown over Brandon today as they sweep the Bobcats out of the 2 exhibition games this weekend, and Thad Sankey got to see a whole lot of players do a whole lot of good today. Final score one more time on the Gun and Reel Sports scoreboard was Jamestown 88, Brandon 60. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. Good afternoon from the University of Jamestown. This is the voice of the Jimmies.
Jamestown Jimmies basketball has been brought to you by Creative Energy and Dan Superstop, Dakota Central, Hugo's Family Marketplace, Otter Tail Power Company, Professional Eye Care Centers, The Frontier Ford Grill, Unison Bank, Hillerud Construction, SMP Health Ave Maria, Gun and Reel Sports, Essentia Health, Farmers Union Insurance, Steve Benyon Agent, Jamestown Country Club, Originals, Apex Physical Therapy, Jamestown Parks and Recreation, Johnny B's Brickhouse, Buffalo City Diesel, Vetter Construction, RM Stout, and Pit Stop Express Lube. The preceding has been a presentation of the voice of the Jimmies, Jamestown 107.1.